So just a bit, well, you have a nice picture in my back. So that's a view of Britain. So we are a very attractive region in France. We are on the west coast of France. It's probably one of the most beautiful parts of France, if you like sea coast and some seafood. We are about 3.5 million people. Knowing that in France it's about 67 million people. We have a general trend of aging population, which is quite normal. We are slightly above the national average in that trend, but we have also a more and more young generation coming to the region for just personal life and finding a job. So this kind of balance this trend. We are probably now above 100 billion GDP. So that number 99 was in 2018. So we are probably above now. Brittany is known for its very strong agri-food economy. So we are a very strong agri-food sector. We export a lot in that sector. So we have a very strong enterprise and research community in that field. And so we have also a very strong footprint in nutrition research. We have also historically a very strong track record in the ICT sector for more than 30, 40 years, with a lot of expertise locally and a lot of companies established in Britain in that sector. And the health in particular, so that's a very strategic pillar in the region, particularly because of a number of expertise that we can leverage from other industry, in particular the ICT sector. And the goal here is really to go towards more preventive and predictive medicine and getting closer and closer solution and services to the end user, the patient and people in general. And if we look at the life science education and research, we can say it's pretty high level education, in particular in the health. So just as an example, we have the National School for training all the future directors of public hospitals is based in Rennes. So that's a pretty strong footprint of the region at the national level. Now, if I go a bit more in details about health and our, a snapshot. So as I mentioned, so we are ranked number 2 for R&D in digital technology across all fields. So that put us in a very, very particular position. And that's a very fast growing sector. We are ranked number 3 in health tech at the national level. And we are ranked number 4 for the e-health nationwide. And that's also a growing sector because of this capacity to leverage expertise. We are currently, as Biotech Santé Bretagne, we are a cluster managing health innovation in the region, and we are involved today in 3 European projects, which I mentioned here on this slide. So pretty active. And Adeline, who you may know, with Adeline, we are actively looking for starting new European project. If I go a bit more in detail about our strengths in the region, so we have a very strong community in the research and health professionals. So more than 50 research team. We have, I think, 7 or 8 living labs today, and we have a number of life science technology platforms, about more than 40, that can be leveraged for health innovation. We have a special center for cancer therapy. We have in Brittany 2 university hospitals, so one in Rennes, where we are based, and one in Brest. Both of them are active in innovation, and recently Brest, a few months ago, just opened an innovation kind of cluster or kind of incubator to host new enterprise. We have about 200 care institutions and more than 1,500 medical establishments, so across the community. And we have, in addition to that, 3 clinical research centers. And overall, at the economic fair level, we have more than 500 companies in the health sector, and about half of them are in the medtech and e-health domains. And both domains, of course, medtech and e-health, are pretty interconnected. Now, if we just zoom a bit into the e-health, and here it's a kind of a busy slide, but it just put a number of logos of companies, some of them you may know, but we have a number of very fast growing companies developing rather innovative health prevention solutions, but also services across communities. And what I mean by communities, those companies are developing solutions for the disabled people, for elderly people, for younger generation, and so on. So that's a very, very large and broad panel of solutions and services that are being developed here. And that comes from, as I mentioned, our expertise, very deep expertise in digital technologies. And that's very unique in Brittany, in the French ecosystem. That's probably our kind of flagship in Brittany. And that's really strong and evolving because we are nowadays welcoming new communities in areas like the cyber defense. So most of the cyber defense research will be happening in Brittany from this year. So of course that brings to the region a lot of unique expertise and a lot of opportunities to leverage those expertise and capabilities to the health sectors. And that's very, as I say, very unique for France. And we are today positioning ourselves for partnership in that area because we have that capability. And those center of excellence around cyber defense in particular, or data analysis in particular, we are glad to kind of share that with our partners internationally through different programs and health programs per se. So that's about it, because I wanted to be short. I don't know I was short enough. But again, so here I don't mention about Brittany. I say Bretagne, which is a French way. But really, there is a very, very fast growing effort in the region to develop future health solutions. So I'm glad to answer any question. If you need more details, you have our 3 main contacts at Biotech Santé Bretagne. Thank you.